Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Nice
Uh,
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I do apologize because my very professional, but my dog decided he wanted to. This is Teddy.
Oh my goodness.
Teddy's deaf, but
Oh,
he's very clingy. I know, right? I know.
Teddy, I'm waving. Teddy, I'm waving. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
oh,
My
how do you
cat,
do?
my cat is next to me on what is now her cat bed, but it's really just a folded t-shirt next to my
Right.
desk so that she
Yeah.
doesn't step on my keyboard itself. She's also here, but she is like a cat, not paying any mind to anyone.
Well, my cat's one of my cats got two. Monty, she's downstairs. She's a Bengal.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
she's, my God, high maintenance. I mean, God, I love her to bits, but um, she would be up here if she wanted to. If I was let her up here, she'd be up here now,
Yep.
and she'd be up there destroying everything. My little nerdy man cave in here, So
Batting
I
off
know,
your
I know,
priceless
I know.
possessions.
My priceless possessions, yeah. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm
Yeah,
doing all right. Gearing up for Gen Con, which is why my schedule
yeah.
is so wonky. We have a lot of recordings and things and just prepping for games that I'm not quite familiar with. So I've been really nerding out recently.
Yeah, we've got a very, very small con in our local town. So I live in the northeast of Scotland, about 40 miles north of Aberdeen. I don't know if you're familiar with Scotland, but about 200 miles north of Edinburgh, kind of where you're going to be.
Okay.
So we're on a little coastal town, and we have a little con in the next couple of weeks. And I'm running a Call of Cthulhu game, which I have no idea what the story is yet. So I need to do that, right?
You'll be fine. You know, it's funny for how I come from D&D 5e and then I play a lot of Pathfinder with Glass Cannon Network.
Yeah, I was D&D 5e. That's how I started too. Yeah.
So going to a game like Cthulhu, I think back then would have seemed hard, like different die systems,
Yeah.
percentile dice and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's quite lenient. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
as a GM, you can kind of it's a lot for me, it's a lot of role play. I love the role play.
Well, last year I ran a Delta Green. Delta Green's my main love. I know, right? I know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I ran the last things last. I kind of pared it down. I kind of stripped it down quite a lot just to make it last like an hour or two.
Nice.
And that was great. That was so fun. It was really good.
Cutting down Delta Green is so hard.
It really is.
So difficult,
It really is. I had the stuff at the
especially
end where at least I think I had five people playing and they'd never played it before, and I'm trying to explain the rules as you do and
uh,
everything. And two of them died, which was that was fun. That was great.
It's always shocking when people come from fantasy and, they get 10 hit points in
Yeah,
Delta Green, and you're like, "Yeah, you bleed out and you die." And they're just like,
yeah.
"Really?" And it's like, "There's no magic potions.
Well, the
You
group I'm
just
playing with now,
die."
I have a group. I have a group on a Friday night, and we play. It's about five, six of us. Well, there's five players and me, and they play D&D. And a few of the other players, about three of them, had played Delta Green with me for quite a while, and we were talking about it a lot. So they, oh, we've got to play, we've got to play. So we switched over from the D&D adventure that we're running to start Delta Green, and they don't know what's hitting them. They really don't. It's like, no, you can't charge at somebody now because
Oh
you're
gosh.
not going to get any better. We don't have that some magic little potion that you can drink.
The
You can't.
funniest thing, it's the same actually with my home group. We play D&D and then we started playing
Right.
Delta Green. My partner loves it. It's probably his favorite module.
Your partner,
Um,
that would be your husband
my
now, wouldn't
husband
it?
now.
Because you're a wife.
That's
Yes.
right. I can have a credit card and own property. The United States is interesting right now. But
Yeah.
I've started running it for them for my home group. And it's just, yeah, it's like the explanations where you're like, okay, just so you know, if you try to grab that police officer's gun, we're good. You're
Yeah,
really
yeah,
making a
yeah,
and it's just like there's not quite that understanding of the hyper realism of the world.
yeah,
But It's a blast to play with. They make decisions that I could never prepare for in a million years. Like they want to do
yeah.
things where I'm like, whoa, that is so interesting. Okay, all right,
Well,
let's see where it goes.
I've never played Delta Green. I've always ran it. I've never played it. So I have a. We played my last group. We did Impossible Landscapes. We haven't finished it yet. I know, right? I know.
Oh,
So we just did the Night Floors. We killed one character. the McAllister building was set on fire, and he didn't get out. He rolled. Oh my God, it's the worst rolling I've ever seen.
Oh
I didn't
no.
fudge it, but I kind of arranged it so it would be probable that it would get out if they rolled well, but he didn't. And
Ah.
he died, burnt to death. Horrible. It was, I know, right? But it was the best session we ever had. We still talk about it
Yeah.
now. And that was like a year ago. It was like, it's like your deaths. And you've had a few, right?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had a few. But it's the best when the dice do it, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
have to follow the story, and sometimes it brings about the best
yeah,
storytelling. Um,
yeah.
but oh man, Impossible Landscapes. It's
It's
so
it's
chunky
it's mad,
for
isn't it? It's as mad as a box of frogs, that story.
it's
It's just
absolutely
bonkers.
buck wild. It's so good. It's so fun. I need to read it because I had only ever played it.
Right,
And
right.
now knowing our story that we had done, I'm like, oh, I have to read it and figure out what they changed. The directions we didn't go, the things we never solved.
Yeah.
It's so massive.
Well, we've been talking for 5 minutes and I haven't asked you a question yet.
Let's start the interview.
Let's do this. So, Sydney Gale Emmanuel. Um, what is it now? I've got all this stuff written down. It's so annoying because there's a load of it. Actor, production designer, musician, uh, tabletop role player. Plus, of this stuff I've probably missed off as well. The glass cannon stuff, the Lost Mountain Saga. I've got your website here.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? It's a nice website. Um, I want to talk about this film that's just is it dropping this month? The Devil's
Oh,
Teardrop.
I was so excited, even auditioning for it. And I was like, as an actor, you're like, this would be a dream. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
But it was a film that we shot back in 2019.
Oh my
Um,
God, I was wondering how long ago it was.
yeah, and
Jeez.
there's a reason why it's not out yet. I mean, we shot it in 2019, pre-pandemic,
Yep.
um, on location in Peru.
Really?
And
So you're actually in Peru? I was
yeah,
wondering, were they in Peru? I'm not sure.
yeah. I mean, it was like
Wow.
such a fantastic project to be a part of. That I got flown out. I was in Peru for like over a month. We were
Right.
shooting obviously on location in
Yeah.
these like high jungles. So not quite, the rainforest, but it
Sure.
was like above the tree lines almost. So it was different. It was very humid, but it wasn't like the canopy very
Right.
intense.
Yeah.
But it was gorgeous. Oh my God, it was amazing. And the story I love. It is a classic. A group of North American United States citizens go to a country that they're not familiar with, mess with forces
That's never
unknown.
happened before us.
Right. Oh yeah, that particular and it's my favorite sort of plot line where it's like they try to do something that they think they understand.
I love stories like this. I really do. It's one of those where 'cause my wife she's not quite the horror movie fiend that I am, but I can't watch them with her because she'll do that thing. Why are they doing that? Why are they
Oh,
going down there? Why is she going down the cellar? Why are they going into the jungle? Why are they doing that?
it's a bad because certain genres of horror movies, you need bad choice after bad choice. You
Sure.
need to
Yeah, yeah,
acknowledge that they shouldn't be doing any of that. You got to suspend your disbelief. But yeah, so it was really fun. And then pandemic hit,
right.
and funding was extremely hard. They needed a lot of post production funding. We on location, we were doing a lot of like the motion capture, dots on our
Sure.
faces, these big like 3D or not 3D, 360 type cameras for like more motion capture. They had an actor who was specifically there for like physical acting for the
Okay.
monsters,
Okay.
wearing like a full, like gray suit. Felt like a Marvel movie, but that's a lot of CGI and VFX. So it kind of sat in hiatus during the pandemic. Then I think in like 2022, it started to pick up again, and the
Yeah.
director was talking to the cast and crew. Oh, I think we've got these funding, this investor, and now, geez, it's 2025.
Yep.
In 2024, it finally had its first premiere at Morbido Fest in Mexico
Right.
City,
Yeah.
which was incredible that I got to go. I got to see the movie. I hadn't seen the movie,
Right.
which is insane. You do something and then you're like, who knows if I will ever see that.
Because let's face
Uh,
it, the haircut's probably changed at least 1,000 times
the haircut's
since then.
changed.
Right.
It's crazy looking back. And also for this film particularly, I had longer hair and they dyed it black for the film. So I look totally I mean, I just don't look like myself. I look so dark and,
Yeah.
mysterious. But yeah, we saw it, and now they're working on distribution because that's where the money is. Who's going to buy it?
I
Um,
think I saw that it was Prime Video.
I think that's where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
I forget who they got a good deal. They got some distributor for European and South American markets. This is stuff that I like. I'm not a part of as an actor at all. I'm just like rooting in the background, like get a good deal. But I think they got something with like MGM or somebody big
Right,
where
right, right.
hopefully they'll make back some of the money. And then they release it to streaming because once you
Okay.
release it to streaming, the money is gone. You don't make
Yeah.
much more money after that.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, selfishly that finally it will go to streaming so I can tell friends like, hey, finally watch this
My
film I'm
movie's
in.
out. That
So
that
yeah,
fi-
very, very exciting, but I'm hoping this year it will come out.
you say it might be a sequel in the works then, or potentially. I mean, that
You know,
suggests spoilers that maybe one or two possibly survive.
it's the classic thing where it does leave it open in horror
Okay.
movie fashion where you wonder, oh God, what could happen next? Everything's so bad. But I there's no talks of it now, but my secret wish is that it does well on streaming
Yeah.
and then it incentivizes the director to then be like, oh, money making, we could make another one and people like it. Maybe it becomes a cult classic. It's a found footage film, so you either love that or you hate that, and we'll see.
I
Hopefully people like
have
it.
I have a kind of love-hate relationship, I'll be honest, with I mean, I love like the classics like Blair Witch Project, and
Of
that was
course.
like the first one, I think. And if they're done well, they're fine. And I enjoy them. If it's not, if the post-production lets it down and it's kind of like that nausea fest where you just kind of bounce along with the character, with the
Yeah.
camera. But yeah, there's some which are really good.
Yeah.
Because there was a time a few years ago, wasn't there, where it was the end thing. It's like everybody, because I suppose it's quite cheap, or compared to maybe other forms of filmmaking. So
Yeah, I mean, also
no,
for our film, which isn't always the case, but a lot of the time, because of the locations and how small some of the spaces were,
right,
we
right,
actors, we were holding the cameras. I mean, we were filming. So it was very interesting because not only do you have to hit your marks and say your lines and be
yeah,
emotive, but you have to also listen to the DP and the director of like, when they say this, turn, and do these
yeah.
things. And I was like, oh man, this is not normally what you deal with as an actor. So it was very interesting.
So is that the only thing? We'll do this now because at the end I usually you say, "Oh, and do you want to kind of like, anything you want to kind of mention now?" And I usually forget, so let's just do this now, right?
Uh,
Movies or what's kind of in the pipeline from the acting kind of side
Oh
of
gosh.
things?
There's that. There's Princess Cut, which is on HBO Max. Like it's on streaming already. It's a short
Okay,
film.
I don't think they
Um,
let us have HBO Max over here. It's we I know, right? I know.
how rude of that. VPNs.
But
VPNs, everybody.
Yeah, VPNs. Yeah, totally legal, and and I've never used them at all. I'll look it
Secret
up.
system.
VPN.
VPN. Who even knows what that is? I've
Yeah,
only heard of them.
yeah,
Um,
vaguely,
Yeah,
vaguely.
that's on HBO Max, and then just the things we're putting out in Glass Cannon, which is the improv comedy
Yeah,
TTRPG show that I'm a network that I'm a part of. There's a new main campaign starting. They have their own it's not Patreon, but it's something similar
yeah,
where you can back them and support them and get access to like
yeah.
everything they do. But the main show is available on YouTube for free. So go check it out once it's out. Campaign 3 that should be out in the fall.
So, and I wanted to ask you about campaign three because obviously that's going to be about. You can tell me because I mean, I spoke to Troy earlier on and said like, you can tell me everything. So
Did he?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
So
unlike him.
I was shocked. I was, I was.
He said it so nicely. That's
He
so
he
interesting.
did he did yeah.
He's a good guy when he wants to be. Campaign 3, yeah, so we're definitely changing what we've been doing, I can safely
Okay,
say that.
okay.
Um, but you know what? It's so hard, and we talk about it too behind the scenes, like, no matter what you do, it will be polarizing for people who enjoy your show. You can go in certain directions, and no
Yeah,
matter the choice that you make, even though you yourself, everybody like behind the scenes agrees, we think this is good, we think people will like this. As soon as it's out there for the public to take in and make their own
yeah.
judgments about it, it becomes, and I don't read the Reddits. I don't, I don't want to
Don't
be
don't ever read anything,
I don't want
anything.
to read it. I don't want to be hurt by it. But it's really hard to confidently like put something out and then feel confident behind it 100%. But I do feel confident behind campaign 3
Yeah.
in that I think it's different. I think it will be more enjoyable for the players, therefore more enjoyable for the audience.
I was going to ask you
Um,
about that because I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you. I really enjoyed campaign 2, and I'm still enjoying it because we've still got a few episodes to go
yeah,
yet, I
yeah.
think. Um, I really enjoy, especially, and I guess maybe this was the point of the whole thing when you had that kind of this is not working, and the whole thing. And since that point, it just seems to have just, I think, taken off. Why do you think people? I mean, did you guys generally not feel it, or personally, what was your own kind of,
I
if
think
that's
it's
okay
an
to ask?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's a mix of internal and external. I think at the table we felt, and I think Troy felt this too as the
Hmm.
GM, and I think people can relate who have ran games or played in games. This particular AP, and it's no knock to Paizo or the writers,
Yeah, yeah,
it just wasn't working for the kind of show we put on. For a home game, I think it would have been fine,
yeah,
but for entertainment, radio style, actual play podcasting, I think it was extremely limiting for a lot of different reasons. And I think once we made that decision to sort of relieve that pressure off of Troy and off of us as players, and Troy changed a lot too. He
yeah,
changed the AP in certain ways, and he
yeah,
gave himself, I think, permission to do that. Um, and it made for better gameplay and
yeah,
better role play and a lot of betterness. I would agree, but I think also it's external because even when we were a little bit frustrated, people on Reddit were like, "This sucks," and they were quite unhappy with the show. They were unhappy with whatever it was, the characters, our attitudes if we spoke negatively about the
mm,
AP.
yeah,
Everybody finds something to nitpick and dislike,
yeah,
and that's fine. That's what the internet is for, discourse.
yeah.
But I think
Discourse.
it's discourse
Yeah,
is what I'll politely call it.
yeah.
Um, but I think there's no way that you can read, and we do read the Reddits. We want constructive criticism. We want to
Hmm.
make sure people are enjoying things. There's no way not to take that and into your system, and it feeds. I mean, it's like it gets
Yeah,
in your head. And
yeah,
then as you're
yeah.
playing the game, you're kind of like, "Oh, maybe this does suck?" So I think it's a bit of both. I think we were originally like, who knows about this AP? And then getting that sort of negative affirmation, I think we were like, the people don't like it either. Like something's got to give. But then, of course, as soon as you cancel something or you say you're changing,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
online's like, why? And they're
Why?
pulling their hair out. And I'm like, you just said
You're
you
killing
didn't
my
like it.
childhood or something.
Yeah. And I'm like, you said, sorry, 3 posts down,
Yeah.
you were unhappy.
We read this shit. This,
Yeah.
we do read this.
So
I
you
mean,
can't make everybody happy.
you can't. I mean, glass cannon. I mean, I got into that. It was during the pandemic. It kind of, um, obviously, everybody, we were all affected. My dad died during pandemic. Um, so I always look back on that time. I was quite enjoying being at home and the solitude and catching up on stuff. Until my dad, and he'll be up there laughing at this. I know he'll be laughing. Aha, that'll teach you to enjoy a worldwide pandemic because I just died. I know he would be killing himself laughing. So discovered Glass Cannon. I think the first thing I ever watched is one of the new game Who Dis. I think it was a One Ring. I don't think you were on that, but the One Ring that
Yeah.
was done.
Yeah.
The first thing that I saw you on, I believe, would be season 4 of Get in the Trunk. I think it would have been
Wow.
that. So that's. But then, I mean, I love Glass Cannon. I generally do. I absolutely adore it. Um, what was the? I've always wondered what was the audition thing like for that because you came on and been around a few years. We've heard stories. I know you've probably talked about this before, so forgive me, but I think go for it. Tell me
Yeah.
what it was like. Did
I'll
you
say
have
it
to?
again.
Were you totally truthful in everything, or were you like me, where you often fib? when it comes to.
Fib. Oh, what a good
Yeah.
word, fib. Uh, Also, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss, and
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
relate entirely to, podcasts in particular and actual plays in getting me through stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's I mean, I'm grateful that they exist in the world for that
Yeah.
reason alone,
Yeah. It helped me a
entertainment aside.
lot. It helped me a lot. And it got me really back into the whole TTRPG. Because I mean I was into it back in the man of a certain age, in my late 50s, which I refuse to grow up, and I never will. So I was into D&D during the original. We didn't really have the Satanic Panic as much, but it was around about that time.
During that time.
And then it kind of drifted away. But it was the whole GCN stuff, and then the last 5 or 6 years, that's me being sucked in again. Anyway, it's not about me, this, right? Probably. Tell me
No, but
about tell me
I
about
do
the
love hearing
audition.
it. I do love hearing it. It's always fascinating how people get into it or back into it.
Sure.
Well, in a similar vein, I didn't grow up with D&D.
Right.
Very adjacent though. Like loved anime, loved video games. I liked board games.
Yeah.
And it was like I was just missing that one friend, Like I had the friend who liked magic. Okay, I got into magic. I had
Yeah.
friends that liked it and just was missing that one core friend. So I grew up without it. Um, and I was post college and I was working at a horse barn, mucking stalls. And I got to exercise horses when the owners were away. So it was worth it for me. I love animals, love horses. And I'd be up at like 4 a.m. alone, just in these big barns mucking. And I was like, oh, I've listened to NPR and I've listened to these like mythology podcasts that I love. And somebody I worked with, I was like, I need a new podcast. She was like, oh, have you ever listened to like The Adventure Zone? I was like, I don't know what that is. She's like, oh, it's these three brothers. They have a comedy advice
Hmm.
show, but they do this other one that's like D&D, and it's
Yeah.
really entertaining. It's storytelling. I was like, oh, I know D&D. Like I'll check that out. And it was my first foray into actual plays, and
Right.
I became obsessed. And I started going to a local gaming cafe alone to learn how to play D&D. I was so nerdy and I didn't know anybody, and I was just like I walked up to a group of men and I was like, "Hello, I'd like to learn D&D today." They were like, "Oh, we're not playing D&D. We're playing Shadowrun. Do you want to play?" And I was like, "Okay." And I just played whatever they played. I eventually started playing with my own friends, and I was living in Massachusetts at that time. I moved back to New York, and it was all serendipitous. Like I was getting into TTRPGs, playing it with friends,
Yeah.
and I saw this casting for Glass Cannon. And truthfully, I hadn't listened to their podcast, but I was like, okay, interesting. They're auditioning literally for what I love, what I've
Yeah.
been really into lately. I'm an actor, I'm a voice actor. So I listened to some of Giant Slayer, and I was like, okay, I get the vibe. I understand their dynamics.
Yeah.
I went in for this audition, and it was Troy, myself, and Joe.
Okay.
And we played what was then the play test for Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Right. Wow. Okay.
I had never played Pathfinder, let alone this new play test that was out that everyone was nerding out over. But this was my fib. I was like, yeah, 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 Pathfinder.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes. Yes, and
Old Pathy.
uh
Yeah, we played Pathy before. Yeah.
Pathy. That's what me and my friends call
Yeah.
it.
I don't
Pathy.
know.
So we had played, but you know what? It was the play test was fairly simple compared to like 5e because it was
Sure.
these three actions, it kind of made
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great, whatever. Left the audition, which was like us playing the game. It was the strangest thing I had ever auditioned for. I left and I was like, I have no gauge to know if that went well or not. Like I
Yeah.
have no idea. Uh, and I left thinking I probably wouldn't get it. I was like, okay, I might not be their slice of cake, their cup of tea. So, oh well, I tried. And then they called me back like 2 weeks later and they were like, hey, we're doing a new show. It's Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on it. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Yes, absolutely. So I went into the studio. We started recording. I think we recorded 6 episodes. And then the pandemic hit and it completely shut down the studio. They canceled that show
Yeah.
because it had just started and they
Yeah.
simply couldn't keep it, online. They had other shows. And I was like,
See, my
it,
dad's fault. My dad's fault. He.
you can say that. I can't say that. But it was very like, I was like, okay, I got it, I lost it. That's the life of an actor. And then during the pandemic, they started doing the at-home
Yeah,
recordings, and I was on Androids and Aliens. They had brought me
yeah,
on
yeah,
that
yeah,
show
yeah.
too. So I was lucky enough that they continued to ask me on things during like New Game Who Dis, and then Delta Green, which then became like my favorite. So
Hmm.
it was funny. It was very tumultuous. Like it was like, you got the job, you lost the job, you're on another show, there's a pandemic. And I was just like, oh man, I really like you guys. Like I want to keep playing with you. So it all worked out. Now I'm lucky that I'm on the flagship show. I get to tour with them.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful.
The touring. I mean, I've got to admit, I love Ascension.
Thank you.
I think that's great. The accent for, I've just no. There was no underlying thing with it. Where did that come from?
Well, when
Because
I
it
imagine
is incredible. I think that's the word.
thank you.
It's from a man who cannot do accents. So there's no
You
judgment.
have a lovely accent, I will say,
Thank
to
you. But
start. You could
that's
just
the
be
only one I
yourself.
can do. I can barely do this.
You're nailing it. Scottish
Thank you.
accent, you've got it down pat.
Thank you. Thank you.
I It's also hard. I like doing accents. I think they're fun. I think
Yeah.
they're silly.
I love Gick's accent. I love the kind of like southern drawl. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
That's gorgeous. But yes, let's go back to
I think what I run into though is I like accents too much, and I give every character an accent, and I can only do so many. I've run out. The British I've done, Australian I've done, Southern I've done.
yeah,
And I was thinking when I pictured Andromeda for Ascension, um, I pictured her almost like Eastern European,
right.
somewhere, and I didn't want to like pick an accent that was so pointed. Russian felt strange. I was like, that's
Yeah,
intense. That I don't want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
German is also quite intense, and I was like, I don't know if that's it. Like, I don't know a Romanian accent. Like, I was running out of things that I could actually do for a long period of time. And when I started imagining what her character looked like when we were
yeah.
getting character art ready, I I was like, this short little bangs and like this little black bob cut. And immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want her to look like Bjork.
Right,
And the
right.
more that I was imagining her as this strange, magical, quiet character, who's awkward and doesn't have a lot of friends. And then the more I just thought about Bjork's interviews, where she talks about like televisions and how she wants to open them up and take them
Yeah,
apart.
I once saw an interview with her, and she was apologizing for being late, and she said, "I won't do God the accent," but she said, "I'm sorry for being late to the interview, but I was on the toilet doing a poo," and that was it. That was her interview.
She's brilliant. She's
No,
amazing.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
so strange, and she's so like in these interviews, she comes across as like a wizard. I was like, she's so out there. So yeah, so I think it was really the Bjork accent, and then a vague. I wanted to do like a vaguely Icelandic, vaguely Eastern
Seriously, it's
European.
great. I love it.
Thank you.
It's great, and the show's great. I mean, I love. What do your thoughts about performing this stuff live? It feels obviously very different when you're around a table. I mean, do you have to think differently? Because obviously you're playing to an audience, and the audience participation is often half the show, isn't it? Or at
Yeah.
least part of. I mean, what do you prefer? Do you prefer that sort of thing, or do you prefer being, or is it a different thing and the two complete different disciplines?
I feel like it's different. The improv is the same. Like
Yeah,
the yes anding is the same. Um, what's different though is like for radio, you're aware of like crosstalk. Like there's a lot of
yeah,
technical things that you're very aware of. You're aware you're on camera.
yeah,
Um, and with live shows, it's the same but different. You're aware of the crosstalk, but in a way where you really have to be careful because a lot of spaces for podcasting, it's very echoey, unlike music. Like a music venue
yeah.
could be quite bad for podcasting for a live show. Um, so I find that I'm like hyper aware of enunciating more, speaking very clearly into the microphone because you can't rewind and go listen
Sure.
to what you just heard.
Yeah.
And I think also you really feed off the energy of the crowd, for the storytelling, for how much comedy to bring to it. I think for the live shows, we lean much more into comedy. It's much wackier. It's much more improv silliness. And I think that is very much on purpose because for a lot of the shows, we have people come who love seeing the live shows, have come many, many times, but they also bring friends who have
Yeah.
never listened to us ever. So, like, you don't want to exclude them from the experience and
Yeah.
from the community
Yeah.
by making it too mechanical, too combat heavy, not enjoyable for an outside listener. So, I think I'm
Yeah.
also very aware of that aspect, that there are people in the audience who have no clue, what a mimic is, or what, like, just something that is
Yeah.
so deep in our zeitgeist. So yeah, I think it's definitely different. But man, I love performing live. I love it.
You can tell
So fun.
that comes across. I mean, that's
I
just,
hope so. I hope so.
yeah. I mean, oh my God, we've only got about 9 minutes left. There's about 20 things I wanted to talk to you about.
I can answer quicker too. I can
Yeah, I
answer
know.
quicker.
It's me just talking. I should ask very short questions. Um, so you're coming over here, August
Yes.
20, for the Call of
The sh-
Cthulhu Live.
yeah, the shows at Edinburgh Fringe Fest are the
Yeah,
21st, 22nd, and 23rd
23rd. Yeah.
with
Now,
Call of Cthulhu.
I was looking, so with Josephine McAdam, she's
Yes.
great. Becca Scott, love those guys.
Amazing.
John Gracie, Dominic Allen, Sam Lee,
Yes.
keeper Mike Mason.
Yeah.
The only problem is I can't make it because my day job's on that day. So I was wondering whether or
No.
not you could maybe have a word with the French to bring it forward. A couple of weeks would be nice.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, see
I'll
what you can
call
do.
I'll call Fringe. I have them
Right, I'll
on
make a
speed dial.
note. Sydney's going to sort that
Sydney will
out. Okay.
solve that.
So what's the
Uh,
show going to be? I mean, obviously it's Cthulhu. Do you know
yeah,
much about the story, or is there anything you know at all yet?
no
Oh
idea.
my gosh!
I've only ever played with Josephine and Becca, and Becca
Right,
I've only ever played with virtually.
right.
We did a Blood on the Clock Tower thing with No Rose Bards, and they were fantastic, but they're
Yeah.
also in the UK. So like I've never met them. I'm so curious. I'm very nervous. I'm like a little nervous.
You'd
New
be fine.
people.
They'll look. I think. I mean, I was looking now. People in the internet land, please don't get me on this. I won't look at Reddit just in case, but I'm pretty sure that one of the days is maybe sold out.
Oh
I
gosh.
think. I think maybe maybe
Gosh.
one of them. I'm not sure. So, but I was looking on the website a couple of days ago.
Give me
Um,
some pointers for like the Scottish mentality. Like what's the joking level? Like I could be
It's pretty much. I mean, pretty. I mean, I was very rude to you about the accent, and you took it well. Yeah. So it's
so that works. So that
it
dynamic is
works. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait till I go downstairs and tell my wife. She'll go. You said what? You said what?
The one
uh,
thing that I said to Josephine, we were talking, and I was like, well, the good news is I won't have to do an accent. I'll just be American because God knows I won't be able to do an accent in front of a room of people from the UK.
yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst thing I could possibly do. So
She lives over here now, though. I think Josephine, doesn't she?
yeah,
She's
I
in the
looked
UK
in
and down in
London.
London, I think. Yeah. I mean, no, the Scots and whoever's going to be there. Because I mean, the Fringe is one of those things where I went a few years ago, and it's great. It's mad, but it's great. And but there's a lot of people from everywhere, all around the world. So I mean, your audience is quite possibly going to be not just Scots, but from the UK, and
True.
there'll be some Americans as well. And stuff like I mean, all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, basically, often the Scottish sense of humour is often quite direct.
Mm,
You've got to be prepared to have the kind of piss taken out of you, and if you can
right.
stand for that, that's fine.
I
You
love it.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then you put up with enough of that from those boys on the show, don't you? Anyway, so
Are used to it. Yeah. In fact. Yeah.
So you're looking forward to the show. You're looking forward to coming out. Have you been over before? Is it your first time or?
First time in the
Oh
UK period,
man,
first time in Scotland, first time to Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm
yeah,
I'm like a sponge. I keep asking people for recommendations. So also, Stuart, I would love recommendations. But I know that Fringe is quite an intense time and very crowded, very
yeah.
expensive.
I mean,
Um,
Edinburgh's great. I mean, try and avoid. I mean, not avoid. I mean, the sort of, the Golden Mile is great and everything, but there are some fabulous kind of hidden places where you can go. Old Edinburgh's gorgeous as well. Are you going to look around the UK? Are you going to spend some time over here then?
yeah,
You don't have to tell me your travel plans, but
no, it's an easy
she's
travel path. I get in a few days before the shows, so I
right.
do want to do some sightseeing
Yeah,
in Edinburgh or outside of Edinburgh.
yeah,
I was told to go to Prestine's house, Prestine's house.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
I heard
yeah.
it's a little haunted. Maybe Aleister Crowley was involved, so I
There
obviously
is a
went to that.
place. I think it's on the Mile where you can go and they do a haunted tour, and it's great. We
Oh,
did it the last time we went down, and you kind of go underground. There are kind of underground
the
roads and
dungeons.
streets. Yeah, but the
Yes.
streets that are still there from pre God knows when. And they take pictures and stuff. It's brilliant. You want to try and do the tour. It's really
I'm
cool. It's
sold.
really cool. Really
Mostly
cool.
excited for all of the like haunted history. I'll go to Greyfriars Cemetery. I've been Googling.
Yeah,
And then
Greyfriars is great. My wife and daughter went there and they came back crying. I was like, it's just, I know, right? But yeah, but we just thought of the film and went to see the film and
oh,
oh God, oh,
that's gonna be me. That's gonna
I
be
know,
me.
right?
And then after I am going to London, which I'm very
Nice.
excited for. I'd never been, so I'll probably honestly be doing similar things
You've
there,
got
I
to do the
assume.
tourist stuff. You've got to do all. I mean, the first time I went down to London many, many years ago, the first thing I did was went to Abbey Road Studios where the Beatles did all their stuff, in St John's Wood, which is kind of North London, I think, South, wherever. But I did the whole thing. House of
I
Parliament, all that stuff. You've got to do it.
I'm so adverse as a New Yorker where it's like the tourism here is so, like we get it, Times Square,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Central
But
Park. Oh,
but
yeah,
I'm so jaded. I'm from New York.
yeah,
So like I
yeah.
think I do have to do that. And that's what I keep hearing from folks. They're like, do the tourism
Do
stuff.
it.
It's
Yeah.
actually very fun. I'm like, okay. All right. So
I
I
mean,
will.
you will find when you're in Edinburgh, we commented, and this wasn't a derogatory comment at all, but we went down and said, and we spent the first day there, and it's like all we spoke to are Americans, Japanese, Europeans, because it is such a draw. It's, everybody loves it. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All the tartan shops and all the kind of cliche tartan stuff. Gotta do it.
I was
Yeah.
also told specifically by Josephine, and I trust she's Scottish. She was like, get afternoon tea in
Oh
Scotland.
yeah,
She was like, not in London. Get it in
yeah.
Scotland. I was like, okay.
Well, where we live is we live near the Cairngorms, which is kind of on the way to Glencoe and the Highlands sort of
Yeah, yeah,
way.
yeah.
So we're on the east side, and there's a little train that you can get on the way to Aviemore, which they serve afternoon tea and scones with clotted cream. Honest to, yes. We
Sold.
were there. We were there. Agatha Christie, all that nonsense. Yeah, we were there. Just
Sold.
so
I'm
cool,
gonna I'll
so
email you
cool.
after this and just ask for
Yeah.
specific names, just in case I have time to go outside of Edinburgh, maybe take a cute train. I'm not opposed at all.
So listen, we've got 2 minutes left. Oh, that's my no. It's don't no. We don't have to start just yet. That's my alarm saying you've got 2 minutes. I know I've got 2 minutes. Gen Con.
Mm,
So very quickly, tell us about the because what you've got a number of shows. You're doing the glass cannon. What's it you're doing? Oh, the gauntlets, which I think again one of yours is sold out. There's still one with
I
some
think so,
places
yeah.
left. What's a gauntlet like? Is that fun?
Excite
I know.
exciting. It's fun. It's basically like it's a one-shot adventure where the players get to choose from like pretty big glass cannon characters, I
Yeah,
would say like main characters at different levels. There's like
yeah.
I think it's like the second level and then or the fourth level and then the sixth level.
Yeah.
Um
I
and
see the
yeah, and I
show. The show's great. So obviously it's showing now on YouTube now. So that kind of gives you a good feel about kind of what's in store for you,
it's
if you play
fun.
that.
It's so fun, and it's people, who, like, are familiar with the characters, so they'll do, like, the voices and stuff. It's
Yeah,
really interesting to see from a GM perspective, and hilarious, but, yeah, we run them through, and usually they're pretty difficult.
yeah.
They're gauntlets for a
You're
reason.
gonna die, basically.
Not everybody will survive,
Yeah,
but I'm pretty benevolent, so, like, we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I'm pumped for that. I think I run 2 shows, and I was hoping to do something with Chaosium too and run some Cthulhu for them,
yeah.
but scheduling was too crazy
Oh
this year,
God,
so
thank you've mentioned that because I mentioned our little con Chaosium are actually sponsoring BrockCon.
Ah,
They
that
spent a
one
ho-
that
they
oh
spent a
my
whole
gosh,
heap they sent a whole heap of material about $500 worth of stuff, which was so cool.
they're the
Um,
best, they're the
Listen,
best.
Sydney, I'm going to be kicked out in a moment. This has been a joy.
Oh, this
It's been
thank
really
you
good. Could have talked
thank you
longer.
so much. Oh my gosh,
Um,
thank you so much. This
and
this was a joy for me as well.
say goodbye to
Oh,
Sydney.
Teddy,
Goodbye, Teddy.
Teddy,
Thank
you
you
were the
so
best.
much.
Oh, thank you.
You're a superstar, and I'll see you soon. Okay.
Yes,
I'll send
yes,
you an
you as
email
well.
saying thank
Yes,
you.
I will, I
All
will. I'm
right.
gonna email you. Bye,
Okay.
Stuart.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.